Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about how we move to a new country every month and how we can afford it.
Yeah, one huge advantage of this that we think people don't really think about, and there's quite a few advantages of moving country to country, is that you can avoid needing a long-term visa when you do that. If you're going to stay in a country only 30, 60, or 90 days and then move on to a new country, you can do that on a tourist visa. And those are generally either free or very low cost. You very rarely have to pay for one. It also takes away a huge hassle and time of getting that retirement visa and jumping through all the hoops. You don't have to have a bunch of money in the bank. You don't have to have all these requirements that countries require you to have to get a retirement visa. They're all just gone. So if you're just starting out this lifestyle, we totally recommend moving from country to country to begin with because it's easier, it's cheaper, and there's a lot less requirements around it. So that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, another one is that you can pick when you want to go. So you can go during a lower season, so there's going to be less people around. There's going to be way better prices, and there's just going to be really good deals in a lot of places. And we've been able to take advantage of that, stay in some really amazing places that have been at the top of our list, and not have to pay top dollar for those.
Yeah, that is a great advantage. And people always say, like, we'll often say on the channel, oh, we stayed here for $52 or $67. And they'll say, well, I looked and it was $198. And that's because they looked in June and we were there in February. And, when we're doing our travel planning, we take all that into account to keep the budget super low. Is you want to go when it's cheap. You don't want to go, because it's not always even better when it's expensive. Sometimes it's just hot. It's just because that's when people have time off and you don't actually want to go because it's going to be hot, crowded, and expensive. It's actually better to go maybe in the spring or the fall to some places, and you're going to save a ton of money, have a better experience. So that's just a great one. The next thing people worry about, though, is flights. And we get this comment a lot. Well, did you include your flights and your prices? And we always do. We include the flights because they're a big part of it. But flights are not generally a problem. We only fly, across the world usually once a year. Often we'll try to do that just by cruising and not even flying, which is another time money saver. But when you're flying around, like, we try to concentrate our travel to either Europe or Asia and spend quite a few months, 6 to 8 months in one of those places. When you're flying around in Europe and just flying from London to France, or even just taking a train, it is very inexpensive. Intra-Europe travel. Same with Asia. You can fly to these countries for less than $100 a lot of times.
Absolutely. I think that makes a huge difference. And I think a lot of times we think, like in the US, if we were flying across the US, that's some pretty steep prices to go, say, from like Florida to California. You're looking at a pretty huge chunk of money. But you can go from, Thailand to Cambodia for like $60,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a big deal, is to understand that you can get really good prices in other continents for travel within nearby countries.
Exactly. And having the right credit cards also helps with that, because we've actually started trying to do this with business flights, and we've been using the Amex ecosystem, either having the Amex Gold or the Amex Platinum. Incredible ways to earn points. They both have a welcome offer that you get a large number of points when you sign up for the card. We have links to those in the description. But we've been using those points to do business class flights around Asia, and it has been incredible. It's blown our mind. Why didn't we do this sooner? So those have been basically free for us, but we've really enjoyed that. Another thing that offsets our travel is by making YouTube videos. And actually, more than offsets it, it actually pays for everything we do, and we are making money. We do a wrap-up video every month that kind of tells what our YouTube income is, because this is our financial channel. And the last few months we've been making over $20,000 a month on YouTube, and people are generally surprised by that. But it's just the fact that if you're doing something and and it's helpful to people, they want to watch it. And if you're showing people where you go, and we've often been telling people lately that a great idea is to just do some hotel reviews, because that's what we're looking for on when we go on YouTube. We're looking for hotel reviews because we want to see.
It would be helpful to us if you would do that.
We're pleading with you. If everybody does a hotel review where they stay, then all the hotels will be covered, and we'll be able to see which ones are good and which ones we want to stay at. So we love to do that. But if you do that well and do it right and set your channel up the right way, you're gonna more than offset the cost of your travel. We pay for our travel and make lots of money on top of it. And so you do have to do it right, though, and that's why we do have a link in the description to a course we made that shows you how to do every single thing the correct way, because most people don't do well on YouTube or quit because they started out wrong and they never had a chance. So that's going to help alleviate that problem. It's just so amazing because that is a big way that a lot of people are traveling. That's why you see more and more people doing travel YouTube channels, because, like, for instance, we were talking about on our cruise channel a little while ago that we took a cruise about a year ago, the Carnival Venezia, from Europe to America. It was 14 nights. The cruise cost us around $1,500, and just the videos that we made while we were on the cruise. So during that 14 days on the cruise, we made over $4,200 just on those videos. So if you average that out, you could cruise nonstop and it would just be free, and you'd be making money by doing that. So it's an unbelievable opportunity. I think it's the opportunity of a lifetime. People just don't miss it, because the thing is, people that aren't doing YouTube, they don't want to believe that it's such a great opportunity. So they say things like, well, they can't possibly be making a lot of money. And because a lot of YouTubers don't say what they're making, people just believe that, right?
Yeah, and I think the other, kind of myth about it is about people over 40 doing YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
I think people tend to think, oh, well, that's for 20 and 30-year-olds. I'm, 47. I can't be doing YouTube. That's for kids. It is not. We need you. Not only us, but other people. You have special, not just for travel stuff too, honestly, and we talk about this in the course, but honestly we talk about, how you could use any knowledge that you have. It doesn't have to be what you are currently doing. You could just share whatever knowledge that you have. So there's a lot of room for people over 40 on YouTube, so don't shy away because of that.
Yeah, so we travel the world basically on $4,000 a month, and the point of this is not how much we make or how much that's basically what it costs us to do it at an extremely high level of comfort. You could travel the world on $3,000 a month. You could probably do it on $2,000, but it would probably be pretty uncomfortable. But the question is, if you have $4,000 a month already, then just go do it. It's amazing. But if you don't, or you're not quite there, or you're thinking I'm a couple of years away, then this is an idea. This is a way that you could maybe get there, because we started this exact channel that you're watching 1 year ago, pretty much to the month, and it took about a year, and we were already making $4,000 a month on this channel. So from start to finish, it happened in about a year.
Yeah, that's really wild to think that. So the fact is, we move to a new country each month because we don't have to have a visa, because we can travel during low time and get nice places, and also because we can use, our points to stay in places, in great places, get special deals too, because of the times of the year we can travel whenever to those places. And it's just, we really enjoy it. It's a really good time, and we don't have to spend that much money.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. We do it, like you said, for $4,000, but that's at a pretty high level of comfort.
Yeah, and we've thought many times over the years, maybe we should get a visa here and just stay for the whole year. Maybe we should and then there's just always someplace new that we see, like on YouTube. And it's like, well, we really want to go check that out, so we might as well go do that. So it's never really, we've never seriously considered getting a long-term visa somewhere yet, and we've been doing this now for 6 years because there's so many places in the world that we want to see. And we are starting to get through that list, though. We're starting to get to the end and be like, now maybe we could think about staying somewhere a little bit longer. But even then, there's just so many that we like that we want to keep. We love Japan, you know, so we want to go. We want to spend 2 months a year in Japan. We love Thailand. We love Vietnam. You know, we love all these places.
Now we love the Philippines.
Now we love the Philippines. We want to spend time in America. So it would be hard just for us to pick a place to stay long term. If we had to, we could. It would be Thailand. But for now, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, and you know, it is very sustainable to travel the world long term.
Yeah, so guys, hopefully this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, you probably do, leave those down in the comment section. We do have tons of other videos along these lines here on the channel, so if you have not seen those yet, make sure to subscribe and check some of those out. Give us a like if you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time.